funny thing though, because of the fact that that dragon replaces another one. The first dragon that you encounter when you enter this world is the only dragon in the game where you can never ever, replay that dragon ever again.
Yeah.
He's just gone.
Right.
Actually, I guess the one also in the Artisan's home world that tells you about Toasty actually gives you 2 different messages depending on whether or not you've beaten a level already. So that's another one, little fun. Oh god, yeah.
Yeah, so this is the point where I didn't realize that I had the ability to fly. Well, kind of. Like, I had sort of a glide. You were able to glide at the place you were at the position
Well,
you were in.
that,
and go a little bit higher.
Sorry, yeah, I mean, you wouldn't just assume that. You wouldn't assume you can just fly in this level, but not only that, but also this is the moment where, actually, no, a couple times later, when you just glide and immediately just go straight down, I finally realized, Dan, have you been holding forward when you glide this entire game? You know you don't need to do that, right?
I think I had, yeah. I guess I'm just I'm just used to going in direction, especially in 3D games. I guess I'm just used to pointing in the direction of which I'm going. I think it's like it's not a bad habit, but I guess it might have been inhibiting in some aspects for this game. So anyway, yeah. So anyway, yeah, I checked the menu before we went in, so I had 100%, and which is the requirement to enter this level, by the way. I think you can enter it if you haven't got every gem, correct?
Every gem, dragon egg probably as well.
Yeah, you have to have 100% of everything to enter this level. And yeah, there's 2,000 gems, so it's essentially like it is a bit of a bonus, but it goes towards, as most games of this era, 100+%. So basically more than 100. And you'll actually find out. I mean, for those of you that have played this, you'll know what it is. But at the end, you'll find out what percentage it is. I didn't miss this shit, by the way. Can I just say? I mean, apart from I guess Gnasty's level, but I mean, this is very reminiscent of when we had to chase and get the fucking eggs, especially around that level with the pool, and that was a bastard to do. And then I was like, I guess I can jump over it. Can't jump through this.
I never even realized. I never even thought about that. The fact that like the thieves completely disappear from the game forever for Worlds 4 and 5, and then suddenly at Gnasty North they come back.
Actually, no, they are in treetops, but they're more just as a guide, I guess.
They give you gems.
Oh yeah, they do give you gems, yeah, but they're sort of essentially a guide, aren't they? Like you do chase them down, but they are basically stationary to an extent. Like they're restricted to their island when you catch up with them.
But yeah, the dragon. So thieves don't disappear, but dragon eggs disappear after World 3.
Yeah.
But the thieves. Yeah.
But
they're gone from World 5 though, so it still is kind of like, oh shit, Gnasty North, now you're back again. Cool.
But I would like to sort of
probably
touch upon
what
I was. I would like to touch upon that bit earlier, like when we talked about the Reignited trilogy and the original game.
Well,
because
I kind of think we should explain how this level works.
Alright, so, okay, we'll do that in a sec. We'll do that now. But, like, basically you fly up whichever you can... There are ledges of... and the height sort of... It gets higher and higher and higher. There are ledges of ascending heights, essentially. And you've got to gradually make your way up to another part of the level. And from there, you can sort of fly to a new part. And then you can... Again, you gradually climb up until you get to the very top, and when you get to the very top, you ideally would pick up all 2,000 gems at that point. So you've got to gradually make your way up, and you do so by getting to a higher point of a level, flying, using Spyro's newly acquired flying ability, and yeah, you're able to gradually move up, go up levels.
Yeah, I played this level a couple times, and even I had a hard time explaining how it worked exactly. But essentially, like when you see like Spyro flying around, you'll always see like he doesn't fly very high. That's because at all times there is an invisible ceiling that's at a certain set level.
Yes.
And you can increase the height of that invisible ceiling by manually climbing up to a higher point. So essentially, what you gotta do is like at the start of the level, you just gotta fly straight across this level gap to go to this island over there, then climb up some steps. And once you climb those steps, that invisible ceiling raises a little bit, and then you can fly from a little bit higher up. And as you keep on climbing up higher in the level, you have more and more range to fly.
That instance there, by the way, was a good case in point, because I was trying to see if I could get up. I totally forgot I picked up a key, by the way, or I wasn't. I can't remember if I picked up a key or not during that time recording, because I was trying to get up here, But of course, you could. That was a perfect example because I was trying to see, oh, can I maybe not like cheat it, but can I like pinch the edge possibly? And yeah, I was able to. Well, I wasn't able to, but then of course you gradually, and then this point, that's where you go around and think, okay, what can I reach? And obviously this was the next reachable point over here.
Yep, you couldn't get up there before, but once Dan opened that door and climbed up those next couple steps, now you can.
Yeah, and you can still see that every gem in this level is pretty much gold and magenta, so you can pick up 10s and 25s, so you do accumulate gems very quickly. And another Kamek over there. I'm just calling them Kameks. They're like what they call cloakies or whatever. I don't even know what they're called. It's thieves, just thieves.
I think it's called thieves. Yeah, I don't think they actually have another name aside from that.
I'm pleased they're not called Cloaky. That was a really gay name. I can't believe I came up with that. Come back, Cloaky! Come back. Oh,
that's how like Nintendo would name that character.
Yeah. No, that's probably what they name a fucking Pokemon or something. Jesus Christ. At this point, how many Pokemon can you fucking come up with stupid names and stupid designs and stupid, like, oh god.
You know, as much as like Sword and Shield was kind of shit, like they still had some good Pokemon designs. Like yeah, some weren't good, but like they're still. You're right though. They can only come up with so many ideas. How many freaking
It's
Pokemon
like The Simpsons. I love The Simpsons, but Christ, just let it die already.
Yeah.
Like so, I honestly, as a child, The Simpsons was. Oh yeah, so I freed that, and you have to basically catch up with that, which I will do at some point. It takes me a while to get there though. Yeah. But like, The Simpsons was the best when I was growing up. Right? It was the best cartoon, the best show. It was relatable to both children and adults. Like that's quite a special thing to do, to be able to do that. But after like, I know there was I've seen episodes where it's like this is where The Simpsons died, or this is where The Simpsons really lost its popularity, and I do kind of get it. But I can watch The Simpsons, like the newer Simpsons, but it's just getting to a point where I'm thinking you're recycling ideas. It's not as popular as it was. It's just like gracefully go. I feel like there are some shows and some like even game series or whatever, but mostly shows in particular which don't really pick up the hint, and they go on for much longer than they should, and they're sort of seen not as fondly or favorably as they would have been if they had just quit at their prime.
Simpsons is owned by Fox, right?
What was that?
Simpsons is owned by Fox, right?
I assume so. I mean, they are 20th Century Fox. I mean,
yes.
The American art. I mean, I'm not too familiar with like American networks and such, but like, because I know Fox is a network, isn't it, and a channel, but they are 20th Century Fox.
Yeah, Fox is like very like notorious. They're like they just merged. They got bought by Disney and like.
Yes, because Simpsons on Disney Plus.
It's no surprise why, because Fox was just such a shitty studio that surprising they managed to survive as long as they did. Like they make so many bad choices. They stretched out both Simpsons and Family Guy like far beyond the point where they ever should have been stretched out. I think even Family Guy's creator has outright said he wants the show to die, but Fox says no, keep making more seasons.
Yeah, I just feel like
I once saw like a list of like a bunch of movies that were ruined by studio meddling, and there's like 10 movies on that list, and like 6 of them were because of Fox that said, hey, make these changes and these changes so the movie will sell better, and then it fucked up the movie. Like they're terrible. I think that's because there's a company that's just greedy and just wants to keep milking a franchise rather than just people who like the creators who like they probably wanted to stop it as well, but they're making money off of it, and their company says no, keep making more.
There's 2 things to that. I feel like one, like networks. I feel like there's some networks and companies, maybe even show developers. I'm not too sure if it is just entirely the network. I mean, some directors and producers just want to keep going, but I think some companies and people are working for networks and such don't realize that things have a lifespan or a shelf life, and actually after a while it's not fresh anymore, it's not new, it's not fun, and it's just not worth watching.
Can I point out something real quick?
Yeah.
When you miss that jump and then you decide you need to fly all the way back over here to try again, I don't think you need to do that. I think that once you increase that invisible ceiling, it's increased forever.
Oh.
I think you could have just flown right. I think you could have just flown right back up there to that firecracker again.
I didn't actually realize that. I also did, at this point as well. That's when I realized I had to go under the pipes.
Yeah.
And secondly as well, to come back to that, you talk about Family Guy.
Yeah, sorry. I'm trying to point that out.
Secondly, I also was thinking that fair enough if a network wants a show to continue making content, you know, but ultimately if the developers and directors and producers have no desire to continue, then surely the show is going to get shittier, which I would say has been evidenced by The Simpsons and Family Guy. But I do know that Simpsons have had a mass change around in staff as well, because I know like all the original writers aren't really there anymore. So I'm aware of that, but at the same time, you know, either new writers or disinterested writers can really make a show go to shit. But yeah, we sort of we went off a tangent with The Simpsons here, but again, every time I post commentate, that's what post commentaries are for, in my opinion.
Well, in terms of like, you know, like studios, they should just stop milking series that have no more ideas. It's not just about money. Dan, let me tell you about how America works. You see?
No, I know how America bloody works.
it is about the money.
This is the American dream.
This is America.
America.
No, there's this one rap song that was like very, very like in your face about like gun violence. That's called "This Is America," and it became a huge fucking hit.
Oh, I finally got it.
There you go. That's where you finally learned to not finally. You like that was like the after chasing the thief around. You're like, hang on, I can use that to cut him off a little bit, and then it worked.
It wasn't that I realised that, but it was just the problem is as well. It's just so hard to get the timing right on that as well. I thought it was tricky to get the timing because I was like every time I jump, I feel like I'm off. Oh yeah, this bit sucked as well. So you have to actually chase him through the through the fire and flames, if you will.
Ha.
Through the lava. Yeah.
God, fuck that song.
Deaf piano. Oh man. Do you know what the funny thing is as well? So like, back when I made you do that deaf piano video, I didn't make you, but back when you did that deaf piano video, it was the second hardest song in the game. It's probably about the 10th or 12th hardest song now. They've released so much shit on FFR that is beyond humanly possible, unless you're like an absolute demigod of the game. And which, by the way, there are people that are. And I'm just at a point where I'm thinking, God, like, because honestly, I don't know if it's a novelty or not. I'm not going to criticize FFR's like system because people are better at the game than they were back in 2012. You did that video, wasn't it? It was like 2012 or 2013. You did that Death Piano video.
Something like that, yeah. And
people are better at the game than they were back then, so I totally get it. And they've now, back when I first started FFR, when I joined FFR, there were 6 divisions in the official tournament. Now there are 8, which shows to you like the amount of people that have improved. And so I do get it.
Well, that's the way games always work, yeah.
No, of course.
Like,
and now we're in 2020. There are 8 divisions, and there are about 20 people in Division 8, whereas you had about 30 or 40 people in Division 6 when I started, and those were like the top tier people at the game. So, but I used to think like Death Piano and the other hard file in the game, Reto, like it's short for reluctantly accepting temporary overexhaustion, which makes you sound what the files would be like. But I thought like those two were like the epitome of hard files, and that was like the benchmark for fuck me. If you can nail those files, then that's it. Your quality of the game. But like now, it's like you've got these files which have surpassed that in difficulty, and I don't know if it's like a novelty or not, or just to appease those in Division 8. But we're in the middle of it. We've got an official tournament going on right now, and I feel like towards the end, Division 8, there's going to be level like 120s being released, and I'm thinking, fuck me, it's going to kill my wrist, it's going to kill my rank and everything, because I don't have the capability to actually even read those, let alone react to it. So
well, that's just the way the games always go, especially for games where it's like, I've noticed that games that are just like notoriously hard and just have one difficulty setting, they'll always have a very, very hard game that comes out, and then at some point the fans still manage to just master that hard game, and then the developers say, well shit, I guess we gotta make DLC that's even harder. Like, every single Dark Souls does that. The DLC is harder than the base game. Celeste did that. Chapter 9 was a fucking nightmare. Hollow Knight did that. Hollow Knight's has 4 expansions. I haven't touched the 3rd one because I haven't been able to beat the 2nd one yet. That's just how it goes. It's like you take a hard game, and then people still manage to just tear into it, and then they say, well, shit, we gotta make it even harder now. And there's just, as far as I can tell, there's no limits. There's absolutely, eventually people will be able to beat the new difficulty, no matter how fucking hard you make it.
I know.
There's also, like, custom Guitar Hero songs. It's a different beast altogether, but, like, where people just go stupid with that stuff. I think in terms of official songs, there's one song I can think it's harder than Through the Fire and Flames. Basically, it's like the friggin' final boss song of Guitar Hero 3. The final boss song of Guitar Hero 3, you can download that as its own standalone song, and I think that is harder.
Has anyone got
from that though?
Has anyone got a perfect score on that? Like, a lot of people have got perfect scores on those.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean that's one thing. I don't know.
Tons of people have seen Through the Fire and Flames, and the other one,
have you?
It's a metal cover of Devil Went Down to Georgia. It's the final boss song of that game.
Oh, I know that song.
People have done that also.
Yeah, I know that song. I think it's on FFR. Cause I think that song's on FFR because obviously rhythm games I probably would share some common songs. But like, oh wait, have you full comboed Through the Fire and Flames?
Fuck no.
Okay, just.
I'm not even sure if I've even 5-starred that song.
And also, there we go. At this point, I've 100%ed the game pretty much, or we'll see the percentage in a second. Oh yeah, so we get the credits again. I think we're a cutscene now, if I'm correct. So
a different cutscene, yes.
Yeah. So let's be silent and listen to this.
This is your 130% reward.
Collected the dragon eggs, saved all the dragons, and recovered every bit of treasure in the Dragon Kingdom. How do you feel?
I feel fired up, Bob. And I'm happy for the dragon world, of course. I certainly wouldn't want to spend the rest of my dragon days butting heads with Gnasty Nork and his weird minions.
What's a minion?
Never mind. You know what they say. For every good battle, you need a good adversary. And I felt that Gnasty, in spite of his misguided nature, was a worthy opponent. Uh-oh. Here we go again.
Just like obviously you guys will hear what he said, but like watching that in silence is so funny because just that realization. Like, he puts his head down, he's like, oh fuck.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was just saying like, yeah, I don't know. So people have FC'd Through the Fire and Flames and those hard files. I don't think any people actually AAA'd some of the hardest files on FFR. So it's exactly it's I don't know. Is super gear, but
I think the only thing I could think of is and this has probably changed a lot since then, but at one point another Dragon Force song dropped onto Rock Band as DLC. Dragon Force is the band that wrote Through the Fire and Flames.
Yeah. And
Rock Band 3 had a DLC song called Operation Ground and Pound, and I remember when that song first came out, like it was a couple days went by, and I finally saw a video that says Operation Ground and Pound first legit clear, because it's that stupid. Is like people can't even clear without turning on no fail mode.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if anyone's has FC'd that actually, because that one might be. Actually, no, I can't say it's impossible because people could just fucking do anything, but it looks impossible to me.
No, there's things that seem humanly impossible. Like I think in that Rato file, I think there's people saying that there was a jack that was almost humanly impossible to hit, or like that file got AAA'd by someone, and everyone was like, and there was a thing that going FFR, which is like, where were you when FFR was kill, and just, and I was like, damn.
Well, I know that Rock Band's drum controller physically is not fast enough to FC like a lot of songs. Like there are drum rolls that are too fast. Like the controller can't register that many hits in that amount of time. You need to get a third-party controller to even make it possible to FC certain songs.
Yeah, but anyway, I think
hope you guys enjoyed this random thoughts podcast with Spyro playing in the background.
Yeah, that's pretty much just standard post-com for me. I hardly talk about the game in my
I'm not bashing it. That's what my fucking Hollow Knight playthrough eventually devolved into. Was just like I play the game and chat about what movies I've seen lately.
That's the best way. But so yeah, we've finished the project. I have to sign off again about. I'll give my opinions on it. But yeah, here's the second credits. I mean, I think the credits are the same, but the backgrounds are just the later worlds. But yep, no sheep were harmed during the creation of this game. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the project. I'm sorry it ended this way, like with a post commentary. It wasn't ideal, but it's probably the best outcome given the circumstances. But I think at this point I was talking about future projects. So one thing I'll say is Hopefully I pause and I show it's 120%. I hope I do.
120, yeah.
Yeah, I showed
I said
120%.
130, and I'm like, that doesn't seem right.
You did, and I just glossed over it because they had the cutscene. But yeah, so that's me just going through, just double checking I've 100% everything, just to prove to you. Because of course I had to go back and play through, didn't I? So just to prove I did do everything again. But yeah, Spyro. This has been a really good Let's Play. It's been good to complete the game efficiently. I don't know. Well, actually, I do know my next Let's Play will be my next solo Let's Play, but I'm not going to tell you yet. You will find out next week. But with regards to future Spyros, I will probably do them like later on down the line. And if you want to let me know if you want me to do the original or the Reignited Trilogy, I'd probably rather do the original because I've done the original for the first, and I do like the charm of the original game. So I'll probably will do the original some point down the line. Of the second and the third game. And then a Let's Play Spyro 6, of course. No, I won't do that.
I think that Spyro 2 is crap. I shouldn't. Oh god, we're almost out of footage. Also,
I was about to say, shut up. We can't. We got to finish this thought later, but we're gonna go now, guys. Bye.
Bye.